Hey everybody, this is Guy with Survive. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I would like to dive a little deeper into a subject of quality and what I think makes a quality knife. I'm in no way saying buy our knives or we make the best knives in the world. I'm just trying to present information just based on things I'm seeing out in the world so that you as the consumer can make a more informed decision in your buying decisions. So just as I look around, I'm very much reminded these days of the old late night advertisements and the QVC stuff where we're just making outrageous claims and a bunch of things that can't really be qualified in any way. They just look like marketing buzzwords we're throwing around randomly to evoke an emotional response over actually providing a high quality whatever to whatever industry you're in. So like I said, I'm not saying buy our knives. I'm just giving you an idea of what I think makes a good knife, and so that you have better information out in the world as you're looking at things. You have a better idea what to look out for, especially as you get into some of these higher priced items and where I think just the value isn't there. And I think that just in all arenas of our consumer goods, we should have higher standards than what we currently have. So jumping right into it, what I think is a good knife, it starts off with good materials, of course, good processes, good heat treats, but very first thing is, what do we want it to do? So all of our designs start out with a general idea of a tool, and then we refine that based on what we're trying to achieve with that, what objective we're trying to achieve with any particular tool. And then as we refine how it's going to be used, who might be using it, what sort of stresses can be applied against it, we start dialing in our specific geometries to find that good balance between good cutting efficiency and usability, the utility of the knife, and creating a durability standard that you can stand behind. That's always a balancing act. I think a lot of companies, they'll make things a little overbuilt for the sake of keeping warranties lower, where I prefer to use better materials. And while some of our designs are heavy duty, they operate and perform a little better than something equivalent, just because we're trying to build something more efficient and functional than some of the other companies out there. So once we look at this, what our intended design is, how we see it being used, then we start to look at the materials that would be best for this type of design. And then of course we want to design, drive home the best heat treats and things of that nature. But most of this comes down to experience and just good design theories for how a tool should be used. And then we start moving on from there. So when you look at our hard use sear style knife here in the GSO 4.7, this is not the same knife and it doesn't have the same intended application as this EDC4. These are two clearly different things with different design ideas and use cases. So with this bigger, thicker knife, I think we did a good job of balancing the durability. This is a high survivability design that still has good push cut penetration because it's backed up with a lot of nice material there pretty quickly. So we have good edge stability and something that has a very high level of overall strength. So with this design, we have a lower point where it's a more of a spear shape here, so we can drag that grind out there. It creates exceptional tip strength and something that can be used to dig, pry. It's very high retention in the handles. Everything around this is based around adverse conditions in less than hospitable environments. So looking at that, I can't really judge that against this. So moving this aside, great design for its lane. And then moving into the EDC4, much more efficient design. So we looked at what we wanted to do with this and how we saw this being used. So we changed the edge weight, the edge shape, the whole blade profile. Everything is different so that how this is held and used aligns with the use case that we've established with this design. So everything about this knife is designed around comfort and efficiency. And if you're looking for something comfortable and efficient, head in this route. But this again isn't your brick biter, your cinder block chopping knife. With the high quality materials, it can do some of that, but it's really meant for cutting efficiency and those EDC type tasks. When I look at a knife, how we design a knife, I've got this old 2012 5.1 here. but we're gonna use it for a whiteboard right now. Looking at our knives, we have a spectrum. Sorry, I'm a really terrible sketcher, but if I've got time here, I can draw a lot better. So looking at this, you know, we have a spectrum of use. So if we've got this, you know, heavy use, I'll try and then we'll have light use. You know, on this side, we have really, really efficient things like the EDC4, but I try to make sure that this knife will still operate within a window of its designed application here, so that you have good functionality within this range of use case. And then as we move into the heavier and heavier things, it starts getting over here, but I'm still trying to make sure that we have within the window of our complete usability something that is functional across the board. It's just more tuned for a specific use case. So looking at this and this, you have two opposite ends of the spectrum here, but they have a lot of overlap in what they're capable of. It's just one is more intended for one type of circumstance and one is intended for another type of circumstance. And then we have other knives that kind of split the difference. So with our lineup, you're looking with something that is going to fit your hand, and you're looking at your intended use, and then you just pick a knife based on those things, and you're gonna arrive at something that's gonna work well for you. So we're gonna keep talking about these things, and I can talk about edge durability and general geometry we'll do in a future video, but just how some of these different things will drive the weight and balance and functionality of a particular design, and how you can change some of those things by changing some of the properties. So we'll get into that in future videos, but I just wanted to lay this out here and just kind of quickly illustrate there is no perfect knife for every circumstance. I was ignorant and kind of arrogant when I first got into this, thinking there was going to be one knife to rule them all, but that's just not the case. So we make it our burden to use really high quality materials, really thoughtful designs to create something that is just a really nice knife to use. I say really a lot, but I really mean it. So yeah, I hope that gives you a good idea and just a first glimpse into how we design things and why you're appreciating how they work, even if you don't understand everything that we thought through here. So anyway, I gotta get back to work, but I hope this was a good first video. And like I said, we'll start going over some different things here, but I really just wanna start parsing out what quality actually means, and maybe we can start having people qualify what they mean when they say something's quality or it's premium or it's the best. Like, in what regard? Is it the best at batoning? Is it the best chopper? What do we mean when we say something's the best? And I think that through better transparency across the board, we can start demanding a higher level of quality, generally, objectively, from these different companies who produce these things for all of us. So anyway, hope you found this video informative and maybe it was watchable for you, but we're gonna keep making them here, so hopefully I'll get better over time. But anyway, thanks a bunch and stop back soon. We're gonna have lots more content.